Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Um, it's good morning over there. Good afternoon. Good evening. It's good night. I wish you all a blessed time and day. It was a good Sunday. I'm so happy to be live with you now, and it was a nice, sweet Sunday for me. I went to church. I was super. I was blessed. You know, it was marvelous. Right, and I hope everybody had a nice Sunday too. Um, don't worry about the lights on my glasses because I need to have the light to do this video. So, well, I'm coming on today to discuss something going on within my country, Nigeria, and sometimes you kind of sit down and don't know what's really going on over there, but you hear in news. Some of us that are far away, we're always on the YouTube and other news medias to find out what's really going on back home. So let me just take my glasses up a little bit. I use it for reading sometimes and all that. So, and back home, every time you're hearing news of the government, with things going on, and it seems they don't care. They're just doing their stuff the way they want it, and they don't care. And I just want to say that the the government came in with people thinking it's gonna be something uh, real good going to change back home, because we had the news they are coming in with another what they call it, uh, New Hope. That's the New Hope agenda that they're coming in with. And my brothers and sisters, I gotta put on the glasses again. It doesn't look there's any hope. It doesn't look like there's gonna be any hope. It's crazy. The way the government is spending money, and in fact, if I don't know if I count by now, the president has traveled out of the country more than 7 times or more. If it's not, probably five, but I think it should be more than that. But I think it should be five, within five. So anyway, all those outings that he's been going out, he's traveling with a lot of delegates, a lot of people going with him. And one thing I know about presidents flying out of the country, we always have normally his entourage, his ADC, and few people around him. But when um, it, you're traveling for a big meetings like the one they just went in Dubai, maybe you need to take some more delegates and all that from other states to represent, because you're trying to get business into the country. And by the way, one thing is that anytime let me say the president of Nigeria, it happens with other countries too anyway, but not the way I think we're doing it right now, because it's really too much. And in the fleet of the presidential air fleets, normally there'll be 4 or 5 planes for the president, right? Just in case one has an issue, but the one for the president, they may be 2 or 3, just the same thing, which has everything inside the office, where he can relax, and then maybe the first class, second class, and where the president stays, only him and his main people. Now, if the president is traveling, the first 2 planes fly out before the president takes off. Those planes will fly out. Those are the presidential flight. Then be taking all that delegates and other people that are going with him. They go on that one. Then the main aides and the ADC and others go into the Air Force One, they call it in America, but that is the main one, the president flies in. So there will be like three planes flying to wherever they're going to. Now, you know how much that costs for gassing up. I mean, putting like fuel in the, I mean, I don't know what they call it. Is it fuel or the gas? Yeah, or to, fill up the plane. It's a lot of money to do that. And when it lands in any country, those two planes now will have to pay for the landing fee. And we don't need that in Nigeria right now. So let's get back to what I was trying to talk about anyway. It's just for you to understand what's really like, when the president is flying out of the country. We need to talk and keep saying it to power and talk with them and tell them what's going on, that people are not happy. Nobody was happy about the elections. Nobody was happy with what going on at the court and the judge, where the judges, gave their rulings and all that. It's been like, everywhere you go now, even abroad, you're talking to other people and discussing and doing some stuff. Like, they ask you where you're from and you call, they ask you you're back from Nigeria and you're where you from, you're from Nigeria, sorry. And they ask you questions that sometimes, man, I'm even ashamed to answer, and I don't even know what to say sometimes. It's I think this light is really, so maybe when I'm reading, I will just be using it because it's really reflecting back. Pardon me for that. I'm so sorry. So anyway, it's they don't care. They just do things the way they want. Right now, what I'm trying to talk is about the government took 1,400 delegates to this meeting in Dubai that's going on. In Africa, we had the largest delegates. The ones that had the largest, more larger ones are states, like, because they are developing countries, and UAE, based that they are the ones doing the sponsoring the conference, which they call it COP 28 or something like that. Yeah. So UAE had like almost 4,000 delegates, right? Because of course it's in their country, they need to discuss and to get business to their country, and then discuss with other delegates from other places too. Because it's their country, they will have 44,000 delegates. You understand why it's like that? Then we have Brazil. We came with like 3,000. That was a large one too. But I'm telling you, Brazil is doing very well now. The economy is doing better than us. Yeah, they can afford to do that. And China is one of the largest, one of the largest population in the whole world, like. But they went only 1,000, about 1,300, maybe let's say 1,300, just a little bit, 1,300, less than Nigeria. Nigeria is the only African country among the other countries that went there, apart from Kenya and Tanzania, who had like 900 delegates, 9 to 800 delegates. Morocco had like almost 950, and the only country in Africa that went the largest is Nigeria. We had like 1,400. That's crazy, man. I know we're trying to develop our country. We're trying to get business to make our currency better and everything, like get foreign investors and all that. But this is crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very, very crazy that you carry right now that Nigerians are suffering. Do you know how much it will be because they're going to spend dollars flying those planes, those three planes now, the Air Force One, the Nigerian Air Force planes, the presidential fleet, were having like, they would fly out like three plane going to Dubai, and they'll be there for all those days. They are going to be there, maybe probably like 3, 4 days. I don't know. They'll be there. They have to pay for their landing fee and pay for it to stay there, for till those days they leave, and extra codes for the delegates. From what I heard, every delegate might get like be 1,000 or 1,500 per delegate for day per day. And if you calculate that amount with 1,400, do you know how much it will be that they're just going to get paying all these people? And I think the president gets like $2,500 for extra code. Yes, from the little research I did. I don't know if it's right, but for the little research I did. So for all that time too, he's the president, but doesn't mean that he gets extra codes too. So just like he's being paid monthly to salary like other everybody, because he's working for the public, for the country. So it amazed me that people are suffering right now with all the fuel hike, food scarcity, and then a lot of things going now. People are looking for, there's no money even going into the economy and all that, and still we're not cutting costs. They're not cutting costs at all. It is really bad. This is really, 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 really bad. I would let me see if I can pull up a video or picture of what I'm talking about so that you can see. It's really, really bad. This is like actually it's from the newspapers. I got it, and all by the way, this thing goes to this Leadership Sunday, so the Nigerian newspaper. So I got this to show so that people see what is really going on. All right, welcome back. Sorry, it's a bit blurred a little bit because I think it's from the papers. I got it from the papers online, but so it's not very clear. But well, like I said, the countries that had the largest was UAE, second was Brazil, and then China, then Nigeria, number four, the largest delegates. Then we have Indonesia, then Japan, and then Turkey, which is the former Turkey, right? They just changed their name to Turkey. And then India, Morocco, then France, USA. Imagine USA had like 700, I think, yeah, about 5 to 700. And this is crazy. These are rich countries. They only took that less. But I know their economy is good. Maybe they don't need too much to like take a lot of people and all that. But you don't need too many people to go to go for this kind of conference to get business. If people know what's going on in the country and they know the country is moving well, we have good leadership, they would come. You don't need to call them. Only the name of your country will call them. The name of the country only will call them. So, like we had France, Kenya, Tanzania. I think I called France before. Then Canada, Israel, Malaysia. I think Malaysia had the least. Every other one's like almost the same, like Malaysia, and somewhere, just a little bit more. So that will be like about 400. So something needs. I mean, the government really need to sit down and really know what they want to do for the country, because my brother, it's not nobody's laughing again, man, in that country. Because I mean, when you hear people calling you back home and all that, and you hear what's going on, things are not moving fine because there's no money everywhere. There's no money. The dollar is still high, over 1,000. How do you want people to survive? And that's why you see a lot of young people now are Jakpa. The Jakpa. I don't know what the government are thinking about that. Even if you see a lot of people doing that and leaving, they don't care. They just like doing these things because they just want to grab their own, and they don't give a damn what's going on with other people. So why would people jackpot? Right now, I just heard about a lot of about from doctors. I heard like so many even from the banking sector. A lot of people from banking sector are moving to out for other countries now to go look for other jobs like in the banking sectors in, within Africa and even Europe and Americas. It's crazy. So it's if everybody leave, then who will be doing the job again at back home? Who will be doing the job? That is really crazy. I'm really, really not happy talking about all this, but sometimes I'm sorry I don't have too much like knowledge about what's really going on. But the little I have, that's what I'm talking about. So that is what I want to say. And when you see people Jakpa, it doesn't mean that we don't want to Jakpada. Like I heard, Jakpada is the you know travel back, or when you Jakpa, it's like when you're leaving, you're checking out, and now you want to check back. So Jakpada is check back in. So we wish you could check back in, but a lot of people now even want to like stay where they are, make the money, come back home, do one or two things, stuff, and go back. Now the country is not even fit for everybody because you go there, you either get robbed or do something because the security is not good. You kidnap. You have stories about kidnappings and all that is going on. So people are even scared to go back down to develop the country again. So is that what we want? I pray that things will begin to change in my country. I love Nigeria. It's my country. And that's why I'm talking about it. I pray everything works out. So I will get into another discussion again. And I'm going to talk about what's going on too in Lagos, with going on in Lagos, and one or two things I'll just chip in again if I have time. But talking about Lagos, where there's a lot of demolition going on now, and the Igbos are really having it really right now. A lot of them came to Lagos to help Lagos develop. Being Nigeria, we are one, and the Igbos are people that are business-minded people, and they're very creative. I must give that to them. And uh, anywhere you go in the whole world, you will see Igbos anywhere in the whole world. And in Nigeria, everywhere you go in Nigeria, you'll see them. They said if you're going to a village and you don't see an Igbo man, run. That's what I heard. I don't know how true, but for you not to see an Igbo man in that place, really, you got to run. But Igbos everywhere in villages, sometimes you'll be shocked. There is no water, no light in that place, but you see an Igbo man doing his business. The little one he gets, he's contented with it. So I'm going to read out something from what is going on in Lagos, and somebody sent it to me, and I'm going to read it out. And it's all showing like it's about the destructions and where the buildings that most people the Igbos built, and that place I heard was a place that was offered to them a very long time, very very long time, and that was a swampy place. And at the end of the day, they didn't want to go. They didn't want to go there because when they came in, they're doing their business and selling stuff and buying houses, and the Yorubas themselves are the ones selling the houses and selling their properties to them. Now with this election thing that went on and all that, and because a party won, and then they feel the Igbos are, they are not supporting them and all that. So they started dealing with the Igbos. Now that place was given to them, but they did not want to go. But I from a story I heard that a group of Igbo leaders had to beg the Igbo guys, okay, look, this place, since they don't want to give you guys anywhere within the state, this is a place, and it's called it's somewhere within after Lekki, or is it somewhere like I don't know the name, but they gave them the land, and then they took it was swampy. So after the Igbo leaders spoke with them and said, okay, well, since they don't want to give you people anywhere within that where there is a good place, and they give you a swampy place because they don't want to give you those areas, why don't you just take it and develop it gradually, fill it up and develop it. So they finally took it. I think Iwanyao and some one of the leaders, Iwanyao and Namadi, all those leaders they had those days. I remember. So they had to call a meeting of the Ndibo, and then they took the land. So they started filling it up and then building on that land. Now, some of them didn't have documents. Some of them had documents, and some of them had documents are not even complete because it was not signed by the Federal Housing Authority also, because the state is saying it's not their problem, it's the Federal Housing Authority.